Last time, we caked the champion scroll on kill 557. Here's the pathetic loot we got. Unfortunately, the level 22 skeletons rarely drop anything besides bones, and we're missing the first 70-ish kills from this because I forgot to record those, you know, the classic. It's basically tradition at this point to forget the first 50 to 100, and yeah, I've done that every time. Anyway, moving forward, it's time to figure out which champion scroll to go after next. Hello, this is Machambo Chambus. He only allowed kill champion scroll monster. You items from monster get that means no gather skill outside the one. I need no quest either, no random events. We got a couple of them. Let's go get the rest. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and bank this skeleton champion scroll and figure out what's next. Basically, our only options right now are hobgoblins or giants. I don't really want to go after imps until I have a magic staff, so I don't have to click on spells, or ranged unlocked, because I don't really want to go against imps with just melee since they teleport around all over the place. And monsters besides giants and hobgoblins and imps are too hard without offering much of an upgrade to make them really worth it to go to right now. Hobgoblins are easier than giants, but they don't really offer an offensive upgrade, you know, so that's kind of something to consider. The giants, the only thing that's keeping me from doing those is I wanted to wait and do those when I'm finally strong enough to kill the moss and hill giant bosses. But when I try to really think about the logistics of that, it doesn't really seem realistic. I'll definitely need food for those, which I don't really have access to, and I don't really feel like I will ever have enough food to do the bosses reliably. Not to mention, I really can't face them now, and I don't think doing the hobgoblins first would give me enough experience to be able to face them after that, unless I got super unlucky and killed them till I was way higher level. So it really doesn't make any sense to put off giants when I look at those things. And second, I put Big Champ into a damage calculator, and I can actually kill fire giants with prayer flicking at a somewhat decent rate, somewhere like 1 minute and 40 seconds per kill, and they drop rune scimitars at the rate of 1 in every 128. Which is only like 3.5 hours of prayer flicking giants for a rune scimitar drop, which would basically double my DPS. Also, fire giants drop lobsters, and that actually might be my only true food source, aside from like a few other tiny things that I might get later. So that's pretty good, but it is kind of spooky. Fire giants are way stronger than me. If I mess up prayer flicking for a little bit, I could die, I guess, or if I disconnect, that's probably the biggest worry. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know, do it. So I actually thought I would have to kill fire giants in the Krend catacombs, which kind of sucks because the fire giants there are higher level than normal. I can't go to Brimhaven dungeon because I have to cut roots to gain access to that, and it's kind of far away from the bank anyway, so that would be annoying. The various Slayer locations are out because I obviously can't do Slayer. Waterfall dungeon is out because I can't do that quest. Wilderness is out because it's way too risky. Smoke dungeon is out because of Desert Treasure, which leaves the new Isle of Souls dungeon and the Catacombs of Krend. The Isle of Souls is only a couple months old as of recording this, and I haven't really been keeping up with updates very well, so I kind of assumed there would be a requirement to gain access, hence me checking out Krend, but it turns out there's no requirements for Isle of Souls. I can just use the minigame teleport as well, which makes it even more convenient. And really, this is only possible because my progress has been so slow. If I had been faster, then I wouldn't have had this option a couple years ago when I started this account. So, that's why I've been so slow, everybody. Yeah, it was planned. Yep. Oh, so entering the dungeon here, there's a familiar face. Hello, Mr. Skellington. Stand aside. I've vanquished many of your brethren. There's nothing you can do to harm me. But I do have to run past these lesser demons. Really not a problem at all, and I actually have to get a scroll from these bad boys eventually, so it's really like they plopped this update exactly for this account. Kind of suspicious, but here we are. The fire giants, I guess old school RuneScape really is easy escape now or something. This island added so many good spots for the exact monsters I needed to hunt, so I'm sure you saw me get stuck at the moss giants on my run in here. They are so close to a bank, so that's probably where I'll kill those if I make it that far. But I'm gonna give these fire giants a shot. I actually have this nice and ghetto timer that I used live to figure out if my estimate wasn't completely off. I only timed a couple of these bad boys, which really isn't a good representation, but the numbers were close enough to my estimate that I didn't really feel a need to get a true legit average. Anyway, so what exactly are we looking for from these guys again? I already mentioned the Rune Scimitar, which is going to be the best thing we can get, and then the lobsters, also a really good thing, but I'm not expecting to get very many of them. The other big thing is the Fire Battle Staff. I won't be able to use that until 30 magic, but it'll be really nice if I decide to alch a bunch of stuff later for more magic XP. That's a really long way off though, of course. There are a couple minor armor upgrades that we might get as well as we wait for the Rune Scimitar drop, and then after that we'll need to move on to a different giant because these guys are just really slow to kill, and the flicking is just gonna... Ugh, man. Boy, do I not enjoy... I don't enjoy this game, I guess. This game sucks. Here we go. So there's 50 attack on the 5th fire giant kill. This doesn't really mean anything. Insert halfway to 99, joke here, etc, etc. I guess I'm going to keep training attack though. It seems more beneficial than strength, especially with the Iron Scimitar, since I'll need several strength levels to get another max hit. I might reevaluate when I get a Rune Scimitar, but I'll probably just keep going for attack since I'm too lazy to do those calculations or something, you know? And it seems like I'm not hitting enough. So just keep training attack. Why not? Well, on the 8th kill, we ran into some issues. Yeah, I guess I can only prayer flick for like 8 kills. They weren't even in a row. I only did a few the first time, so this is probably like my 5th of the day or something. No big deal. I just have to wait 30 minutes for 30 HP to return. Smile. Yeah, honestly, it's fine though. On kill number 10, the first actually interesting drop appeared. The Tooth Half of Ki. If we get both halves, I guess the crystal chest is kind of interesting. We could get like an adamant square shield or rune legs or like 150 noted iron ore. And I don't think anything else would be that big of a game changer, and we definitely don't have a use for the Dragonstone. So anyway, it would be a fun distraction at least, but probably not very useful. And we're getting some more interesting drops. Blood runes. I don't think I'll ever have high enough magic to use these, but if I do, I'll at least have some. So chaos runes, more good training, and a strength potion. I guess I'll be holding on to that to use it during the final champion bosses. But actually this brings up an interesting topic. We can get limpwort drops, limpwort roots, and imps actually drop cadaver berries, so we could actually make use of the apothecary and Varrock to make strength potions, which also would unlock vials since we have no other way to get vials, which means we would maybe eventually be able to make potions. I'm not allowing shops at this point, but the apothecary is such a niche thing that I feel like a lot of people forget about, and I don't know, I think it'd be fun to allow that. Something to keep in the back of the mind, I guess, when we get there. Here I decided to just go ahead and recharge prayer points since I needed to wait for my health to regenerate again, so pretty easy just using the home teleport and then the minigame teleport back to Soul Wars. Not really much else to say about that. There's a bank at Soul Wars, so this really is a super easy spot to kill fire giants. With the intensely restrictive nature of this account, all the junk in the bank always feels like it was fought for with blood and tears. It's always an immense joy to take a look at this and think to myself, what a glorious waste of time. Anyway, it looks great, doesn't it? Ooh, Mithril Square Shield. Now we finally have a real big deal on our hands. As far as I know, this will be the best in slot shield for Big Champy. This is the peak of the offhand slot. We're not going to be able to defeat the Monster Hill Giant boss, and I don't think there's a better draw from other stuff we're going to end up fighting. So yeah, it's nice. First piece of blue equipment. This will look so nice when you have a slightly different color of blue rune scimitar in the other hand. You know, but gotta get back to it, I guess. There's 51 attack. We're at about like 32 kills or so, so 1/5 of the way to the kill count. And there it is. This is kill 47. Oh man. So this is a huge upgrade over iron. Woo! The slightly different colors. Perfect. That's nice. That's real nice. Hey, what are you doing? You're ruining this moment! We still want the fire battle staff from these guys anyway, so gonna keep going on fire giants. Nature talisman. So that's interesting because that's on the rare drop table, so we could have just as easily gotten another half of the key or something more interesting. It's not that rare on the rare drop table, so it's not that crazy, but still pretty interesting, useless drop. Second rune scimitar on kill 52. What do you want me to say about that? Lucky? I guess, but I mean, I don't want another one. I guess it's fine. I finally got around to actually timing a kill with the rune scimitar just to see how much faster it was. I calculated that it would be about twice as fast as the iron scimitar would be, and this rough single kill timed estimate basically proves that, I guess, if you want to not care about science and just say that one is a big enough sample size. Yeah, it's twice as fast. It's fast. The damage is good. This is very good. Very good, I like it. $15 herb lore. It's been a long journey, but we finally made it. 15 herb lore. That's the big. There's nothing special about 15. It's just normal. It's herb lore. I don't know. It's exciting. So that was kill 122, which is getting close to the drop rate of 128 for the fire battle staff. So I'm getting close to that. I've got another tooth half of key in the inventory, so that's another interesting rare drop table item that could have been something way cooler, like maybe the loop half of key, so I could finish a whole key. But yeah, there's that. Ooh, so there's my first lobster on kill 132. So gone are all of my dreams of getting like a full inventory of lobsters. Doesn't look like that's gonna happen. We've a little bit over the drop rate for the fire battle staff, but it's not that bad, and some of these other drops are good anyway, so it's not really a waste of time. It's just annoying to keep this prayer flicking charade where I mess up once and have to wait a really long time for health to regen again. But you know, aside from that, it's you're just slow going. So I'm at 142 kills and I'm at the end of this trip, and I ended up getting another lobster at some point and my third rune scimitar. So I thought I'd just kind of show my quick cycle that I'm going through. I just teleport to Lumbridge, use the altar there, and then teleport back to Soul Wars and use the bank chest. So it's a pretty easy loop. Got 55 attack just a little bit ago, and on kill 151, there she is, a fire battle staff. So at this point I've got all the major upgrades I want from fire giants, and really the only reason I would keep killing them would be for lobsters, but I don't know if it's really worth it. There's still a few other upgrades that I want to get, so next up will be ice giants actually. I'll bet you're wondering, with a rune scimitar in one hand and a mithril square shield in the other, what in the heck kind of drop could ice giants have that would benefit Big Champ? Well, as far as I know, ice giants are the only mob I'll be fighting that drop a leg slot item. They drop iron plate legs. That might sound underwhelming, and it probably is, but any little bonus I can get is going to be great, especially if it'll mean that I won't have to do prayer flicking for some of the later monsters, which, geez, do I hate prayer flicking. That is the worst. Actually, the whole Iron Man idea kind of sucks because prayer flicking is so required since it's kind of hard to get the potions. Anyway. That's a sidetrack. Anyway, I'm going to kill ice giants, as you probably know by now, and I actually tried a couple different places down here south of Falador. I thought this would be the best place since the accompanying mobs are kind of low level, but there's just so many of them, and it was a really big pain. So I thought I'd try my hand somewhere else instead. So it turns out there's actually this random place just southwest of Wintertodd with ice giants and ice wolves. I had never heard of it until I looked into where all the ice giant locations are, and kind of surprised me. I didn't go there originally because of the high level ice wolves. I thought that the ice warriors in the Asgardian ice dungeon would give me less trouble, but since there's so many of them, it's difficult to actually get into combat with an ice giant instead of one of those bad boys, so I decided to go up to Wintertodd. And it turns out the ice wolves that I was so scared about aren't even in the location with the ice giants. It's just these spiders, which aren't quite as scary, but I still can't fight them because they're not a champion scroll monster, so when they do enter combat with me I have to hide in these houses, which is way easier than the Asgardian ice dungeon dodging those ice warriors. So this works out a little bit better, but it's still pretty annoying, so we'll see how long it takes to get the iron plate legs. I kind of have to keep moving around because of the spiders interfering, and it actually makes things a little bit more interesting, but kind of slow and annoying, so yeah, I hope it doesn't take too long, because running around to like these different funnels and avoiding getting hit by spiders, because this is a multi-zone as well. It's kind of annoying. Wow. There they are. The iron plate legs. Oh boy. This is gonna look amazing. Get out of the way. This is too stupid. All right. Oh, oh dear. That's a little bit. That's amazing. Yep. Perfect. Yep. Let's end it there. Send it home, boys. Perfect.